Hello guys, in today's video we're gonna talk about equipment selection that includes your armor, your weapons, your wounds and your sigils for your Necromancers. When I first started playing Guild Wars 2, I spent hours looking for all the different equipments because I'm not sure what equipment will work for me and what won't. And it's really difficult decision because it's expensive. Look at all this armor. It costs 4 golds, 3 golds, and golds are really hard to come by when you are just starting up, that sort of thing. So I hope that by watching this video it will help you cut down the time it takes you to select the correct equipment for you. Before you can select your equipment, you have to know your objective. There are basically 3 separate objectives that each equipment choices give you. They are team support, survival, and damage. Team support, that means either by buffing your allies or healing them, how to improve their power effectiveness. Survival means your personal survival, how much damage you can take or how much damage reduction you have. The next one is damage. That means either by dealing power physical damage, condition damage, or high critical chance, which buff your damage. Those are the 3 separate categories. Those 3 categories are easier to understand than your attributes, which can be pretty overwhelming for a new player. So once you understand those 3 categories, rank them into 3 different levels, and once you do that, you will know what is important for you and your build, and you can design your build and your equipment much easier after that. One common mistake that I find people make is that they look at skills and then they start thinking, so I buy this equipment. If I buy this equipment or whatever, will I like this skill enough that I will start to use it? That is the totally wrong mentality I find, because you should already know what you want. Like, I know I love a staff, so I'll buy a staff. I know I love a dagger, that's why I buy a dagger. I know that I love to use core supports and crowd, that's why I buy equipment to support the core supports and crowd, not the other way around. And I think that's really important to keep in mind, because equipments are expensive, like 3 gold, 4 gold, expensive stuff, right? You don't want to waste money and decide you don't like it, because once you buy it, you equip them, they are so bad, you can't sell it or do anything with them. So that's very important. Now I'm going to talk about how to search for equipment in the auction house. So you press O for the auction house, and you press trading post, and then show filters. If you want to look for armor, you go armor, and then I'll usually just look for one of the different parts that I would like coach, for example. I know armor, the highest level is called exalted, so I just type that in, and then I'll rank them by name, and then I can just go through them really easily, see what stat each gives, that sort of thing. It's the same thing for weapons, right? Like weapons, I know weapons, the name is called Pearl. Right, so I just type in Pearl here, and then I can arrange them by name, right? That sort of thing, and then I can see 4 of them. So as you can see, all of them are Pearl. This is the crafted. Like if you are a high level armor smith, you can craft this sort of thing. So when you see the prices of a lot of these weapons, the prices, it doesn't mean they're more popular or they're stronger. It doesn't mean that, or not at all. It just means they're cheaper to produce, probably due to the material that makes them the cheaper material. So it's just cheaper. So it's nothing to do with it. So you just pick your equipment purely based on your build, your traits, not because of the price. Of course, upgrade like trinkets, where you're yielding your necklace, that sort of thing, and of course the upgrade component, your wounds and your surgeons, that sort of thing. When you select your equipment, you have to understand that every person, every character is different. Like what you want, the objective that you want to achieve is all different. So in that sense, there's no best equipment. There is best equipment for yourself, but that may not apply to another character, another guy. So that's why I want to instead of going through all this equipment different level, which is best one by one, is which I feel is pointless, because like it may not apply to you. You just going through all this list, or maybe this one just works for me, so you just waste a bunch of time watching this video. But I want you to think for yourself, like know what you want, know what you need, what build you're using, what equipment will benefit from them, and then go from there. That's what I want to achieve in this video. There is simply way too many different equipments, wounds, and seed drops to go through them one by one, and all the stats are all online on the Guild Wars 2 Wikipedia. You can find easily. So instead, what I decided to do is I will go through my experience, my how that I went through everything and selected my equipment for my character. And I hope from my thought processes you will be able to learn something from this and select your equipment for yourself. So we'll begin with those 3 categories that I think that's the most important, because even builds, skills that you equip, traits, they get changed around all the time. While equipment, once you buy them, you cannot change them because, well, you can, but it just costs money. It costs a lot of money. A lot of gold. So you want to avoid that. This is really expensive to change. So that's why I start off with the category. So after playing World vs. World for a while, I decided I want to be a team support healer. That is going to be my main objective for this character. I want to heal my allies, I want to maybe buff them if possible, that sort of thing. So my number 1 important is team support for me. And after that, I want to be able to survive in a Zerg versus Zerg battle. And to do that, I either go with high health or high defense to reduce the damage, that sort of thing. So that would be my second most important category. And my least important, that not that I don't care, but just I don't give up. It's a trade-off. Is that damage? I will hopefully be able to deal some damage, how much I can, but that won't be my focus. That is going to be the least important of my build. So team support, survival, and then at the end damage for my character. And then after looking and ranking the categories, I look at my skills and see what would benefit what. So as I was World vs. World, I found that nothing beats staff. Like that staff is simply the best for me. I want to be able to deal damage to multiple targets, and staff will be my main weapon. I understand really well that the staff won't be able to deal single target damage as well as other weapons, but that is the trade-off that I was willing to take. So I'm gonna get staff, like for sure, that sort of thing. And after that, I decided, Well of Blood is could be really good for me as team support or like team healing role, that sort of thing. So that's why I'm gonna equip this. I thought about this other 2 healing skill, but I'm not gonna go with them, that sort of thing. And then of course different whales that you can just swap this in and out. Right? This is just utilities that you can change all the time, like all this. It shouldn't really affect your build, like your equipment choices. It shouldn't really affect your equipment choices unless you you find one of this utility really good, like you really want to trade for example Well of Suffering. Right? This is the highest damage well that we have, and it is devastating in a power, precision, critical chance, that sort of build. So if that is what you're going for, then yes, you will have to select your equipment based on that. But for me, I don't really care, because I just swipe out this utility as I saw fit. So it didn't really affect my equipment choices. So after selecting those categories and the skills that I want to use, now I can look at the attributes. After looking through all the different attributes, I found most importantly for me is probably going to be healing power and boom duration. Healing power because I want to be able to heal my allies, and boom duration because I want to buff my allies, and both of those fall under team support. Unfortunately for the Necromancer, there's really few buffing options that I have. Only a few skills provide buffs for the allies. So most important for me is probably going to be healing power. And after that, I'm going to be look at survival. And for those 2, it's going to be toughness or vitality. Out of the 2, I decided that toughness is going to be more important because I want to be able to make my heal self-healing more effective than it would be if I go with Vitality, which doesn't really reduce the damage intake. So for me, I want to heal, and they're efficient because my toughness reduce the damage I take, so I don't have to heal as much, so it just go hand in hand. And after that, I'm going to look into a condition damage for my Mark of Blood and Chili Beans. When I go condition, there's two things. There's either condition damage or condition duration. Really different. Condition damage is it affect the bleeding and poison, increase the damage of those, while the condition duration increase the effect of fear and shield, a bunch of things. It's totally different. But out of the two, I decided I'm gonna go with a condition damage because I want to be able to kill somebody in a serve, which is a serve fight. Condition duration is going to be useful if I want to shield somebody or free somebody for a long time, which is important for sure. But I decided to go with condition damage because the insert, which is a fight, the conditions usually get removed too rapidly for the condition duration to be of much use. So condition damage is much safer bet for me. So now I can look at the auction house and see what equipment I should get. After looking through the whole list, I decided the apothecary set is going to be the best for me for my main hand weapon of staff and my armor and accessories, because it gives me really high healing power, it gives me decent toughness and a condition damage, which is exactly what I need. So it works really well. Unfortunately, I also found out that the apothecary set for the accessory is really expensive. It is ridiculous. There's no way I can afford this. So, but my number one objective is team support healing. So I knew that, so I decided to go with the clinic set instead, which improves the power instead of condition damage. But it allowed me to maximize my healing power away, so I can start healing my allies right away. So that's a trade-off I decided to take. And to get the apothecary set, I decided to just slowly farm for the ascended accessories, and it will come as I get more laurel, so they'll come one day. Next, I have to select my wound. So there's many different type of wounds, and I decided I have to choose between healing, toughness, or condition damage. And since I know I want healing more than the other two, I decided to go with healing. So there's only like 5 or 6 wounds that I actually have to look at, and at the end it comes down to either the attrition wound, which I can use to with the blood fiend to buff my allies with the fury and might, or I go with the drainer wound, which allows me to heal my allies more effectively when I do cast the well blood. And out of the two, I decided to go with the drainer because I want to heal my allies. Next is the sigils. It's really come down to either sigil of water or the sigil of life. And since my critical chance is pretty bad, right? It's only like 14%. I decided to go with the sigil of life, so I get more and more healing power as I kill enemies to further maximize my healing abilities. I personally had always loved the daggers skill set more than the scepters, but when I was selecting the alternative weapon, I decided, you know what, let's try the scepter because it worked with condition damage, which I already have on my current armor. But I bought two, but it turns out to be a total waste of money because the skill set, you cannot replace that. They just suck. I mean, you don't like the skill set, you don't like the damage, it won't work. So at the end, I had to buy an exotic dagger anyway to replace the two of them because like it's just not even close. I like the dagger. That's why I said when you select your weapon, it should always be from the skill onward and not the other way around. Before you commit to buying your equipment, it's very important to see your weaknesses. For example, look at my power, it's going to be weak, and because of that, my dagger number 1 damage auto attack and the well of suffering, for example, it's going to be weak, like it's not going to do as much damage. But I decided, you know what, that's acceptable to me, that's an acceptable trade-off, and I don't worry about it. And then my critical chance and my critical damage, once again, it's going to be weak, so it's not going to work with those sigil that works with a critical chance. But I decided that's acceptable, so I just go with it. So yeah, very important, just go through your weaknesses and see if that's okay with you, are you gonna regret buying it, the equipment, that sort of thing. So I hope you learned something today. Thank you for watching this. Bye bye.